Welcome to As a Crow Flies Hiking. A while back, Flextail sent me this great zero pump for sleeping pads. And this thing has been awesome for me. About an ounce in weight. It's so small, it's so light, and it is very quiet. And they sent me the prototype and had me look at it, and I did a review. I had a couple of things that I thought maybe they should fix, and they did. So they sent me the updated model with all the nozzles and a different feature on it, which I mentioned in my first video and thought would be cool. So let's talk about it. The updated Zero Pump from Flextail. Let's get into it. So the Flextail Zero Pump is something that I have really enjoyed having for a good little while now. They sent me the prototype. Now the prototype was a little different than the final version that they came up with. This has the Aero Vortec 2.0 motor. It's a high efficiency motor. I'll show you kind of the diagram and schematics that they put on. It says it's 2.5 kPa. The efficiency of the motor has been really good. And the prototype, I think, is the same for the final version they came. So Flextail sent me the final version, which I'm really happy with. And why they did, the original prototype they sent me only had the one nozzle for the pad that I use, the Thermarest NeoAir X-Lite. The new version has essentially 6 different nozzles. It has one for X-Ped, Big Agnes, for Thermarest, for Sea to Summit. It's got all 6 basically big time sleeping pad nozzles that you need to connect to different ones. So that was really nice to see, because with all these different nozzles, you can just take whichever one and whichever pad that you're using for your adventure, or maybe you buy a new pad, you've got all 6 that will fit whatever you need. The biggest difference is what you see right here. So with this new cord, you have the USB and the USB connection. So you can take final version of the Flextail and connect it. It took me a second to see it, because what I had originally said on my initial impressions video of the Zero Pump was that the original prototype has a battery. It is the Nitecore RCA 123A. You have to charge it. With the original version of the Zero Pump, the prototype that they sent me to test out, I essentially had to go to Amazon and purchase one of these RCA battery chargers. It came with 4 batteries, which actually isn't a bad thing with the prototype that I had, because then I have extra batteries for it, and I have this charger that simply attaches to a USB port, and then I can charge a bunch of batteries and take them on a trip. But what they've done with the final version is this. They have taken the battery for the Flextail, and this is actually a Flextail battery, and it has a place to plug in the USB port. So all you have to do is take this battery and plug it in the battery itself. It took me a second to figure it out once they sent it to me, and then you can take the USB and plug it into your battery charger, your power bank, or your computer, or whatever, to recharge it. So you don't have to purchase anything new with this Flextail. It simply uses the same battery over and over and over. And with that, you gotta figure out, well, how many times will this recharge? Now, I looked at the different ones, and of course, different pads are different sizes. You have a mummy size, and then you have a full length, large size, and you have to figure out, well, how many times is this pad gonna blow up versus this pad? Well, somewhere between 17 and 25, this battery will go. On the original battery, the Nitecore, which I've been using for months and months and months, and every trip I do, it blows up about 20 to 21 times before I had to recharge it. And then I put it on the recharger, and then again, it just full charge. So if something ever went wrong with this battery, you could always just get a normal RCA 123A battery and use it with it, or if you wanted to carry an extra one, you could. And it is really not as loud as the other devices. In fact, it's not as loud as the original Flextail devices that I had. I've had the 2 different versions before this, the larger ones, and they are super loud. They sound like a jet engine, but this thing is not loud at all. I think it's maybe like half the decimal level or something that the others. When you think about where Flextail has come with their pumps, this is one of the original pumps that I had. This Flextail pump is a lot heavier, a lot louder. Like the all their versions. You can use it to put oxygen on a fire, so it has multi-purposes, but it is a little bit more bulky. Now that they've got it down to 1 ounce, I mean, it's very hard to pass up, you know, have something that is super simple, because, you know, when you get old like me, you know, at the end of the day of hiking, when you're trying to blow up a sleeping pad, you may pass out a couple of times along the way. So it will inflate, it will deflate, it blows up my pad with ease. I think I timed it on the original video. If you'll check that out, I'll put the link on the video here. I think it was like 45 seconds or something to blow up a Thermarest Nemo Air X-Lite. I really feel like this is something that every backpacker should have in their kit. Check out Flextail and all their amazing products. I'll put a link down below. They have the air pads, they have devices for mosquitoes, they have now sleeping pads. They are a company that is really thinking about what backpackers need. In fact, they looked at this, they saw the prototype, they listened to the comments and reviews of people, and one of the things that they really changed in this was the fact that now you have a battery that you can charge without having to go buy any other things to charge the battery. Thanks for watching this little episode of Flextail and the update on the final version of the Flextail Zero. Hope you'll check out Flextail and all their products. I will see you on the next adventure.